Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you with us as we continue our journey through the scriptures. Today we're diving into Deuteronomy, chapters 13 and 14. These chapters are packed with profound insights about staying true to our path and living in a way that reflects our values. So grab your Bible, a cup of coffee, and let's get into it. Chapter 13 starts with a really strong and thought-provoking message. It talks about discernment and loyalty. Imagine this. Someone comes along, maybe even a close friend or family member, or perhaps a charismatic speaker who performs amazing signs and wonders. They seem incredible, right? But then, they try to lead you away from the core principles you hold dear, suggesting you follow other paths. Moses gives a very clear warning here. He says that even if their predictions come true, if their message contradicts the foundational truths you know, you should not listen. This is a powerful test of our convictions. It's a reminder that true guidance will always align with the foundational principles of love, kindness, and faithfulness. It challenges us to look beyond flashy signs or persuasive words and examine the heart of the message. Are we being led toward a deeper, more authentic connection with what is good and right? Or are we being pulled away by something that just looks appealing on the surface? This chapter encourages us to be grounded in our faith, so much so that nothing can sway us from the path of integrity. It's about having a loyalty that isn't easily shaken, a commitment that's built on a solid foundation. It also highlights the importance of community. The chapter speaks about dealing with influences that could lead the whole community astray. This isn't about being harsh, but about protecting the spiritual health and unity of the group. It reminds us that our choices don't just affect us, they ripple outwards and impact those around us. We have a shared responsibility to encourage each other and to uphold the values that bind us together in a positive, life-affirming way. Now, let's move on to chapter 14. This chapter shifts gears a bit and talks about our identity and daily practices. It starts by reminding the Israelites that they are children of God. What a beautiful and powerful declaration. Because of this special relationship, their lives should look different. Their actions, even in seemingly small things, should reflect their identity. The chapter then goes into the well-known dietary laws, distinguishing between what is considered clean and unclean. On the surface, it might just seem like a list of foods to eat or avoid. But there's a deeper principle at play here. These guidelines were a way for the people to practice holiness and discipline in their everyday lives. It was a constant, tangible reminder that they were set apart for a purpose. Every meal became an opportunity to remember who they were and their commitment to living differently. Think about it in our own lives. We might not follow these specific dietary rules today, but the principle of mindful living is incredibly relevant. What are the foods we consume daily? Not just literally, but mentally and spiritually. What content are we watching? What conversations are we engaging in? Are these things nourishing us and helping us become better people, or are they pulling us down? Chapter 14 encourages us to be intentional about what we allow into our lives, creating habits that reinforce our identity and purpose. The chapter then concludes with another beautiful practice: tithing. The Israelites were instructed to set aside a tenth of their produce each year. But this wasn't just about dropping money in a collection plate. It was a joyful celebration. They were to take this tithe and have a feast in the presence of God, sharing it with their families and with the Levites, who served in the temple and had no land of their own. It was an act of gratitude, worship, and community care, all rolled into one. Every third year, the tithe was specifically designated for the Levites, the foreigners, the fatherless, and the widows in their towns. This ensured that the most vulnerable members of society were cared for. This principle of generosity and care is timeless. It teaches us that our blessings are not just for us to hoard, but to be shared. It's a beautiful model of a community that looks out for one another, where gratitude overflows into tangible acts of kindness and support. It transforms giving from a duty into a joyful celebration of abundance and a powerful expression of love for our neighbors. So, as we reflect on Deuteronomy 13 and 14, we see these amazing themes of unwavering loyalty, mindful living, and joyful generosity. It's about staying true to our core beliefs, living intentionally in a way that reflects our identity, and sharing our blessings to build a stronger, more compassionate community. These aren't just ancient rules. They are timeless principles that can guide us toward a more meaningful and purpose-filled life today. Thanks so much for joining me for this discussion. I hope it gave you some food for thought. What are your takeaways from these chapters? I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Until next time, take care and stay blessed.